Hey people, welcome back again. Yesterday we have already learned the basic concepts of trigonometry. So in this video we are gonna learn about the ratios of trigonometry, how are they derived, and also Pythagoras theorem, reciprocals, and everything. So before entering into that, in the previous video I have gave you some practice questions. I hope you all got it correct, so please recheck your answers with my answers. So the first question is, analyze and assess the value of 225 degrees and convert it into radians. So if you want to convert the degrees into radians, you have to multiply by pi by 180. So 225 into pi by 180. So this goes 36 times and this goes 45 times and 12 times and 13 times. Yes. So the last one we did the three table. I guess you people are clear with it. Yeah. So the answer will be 13 pi by 12 radians. I hope you are clear. So you people you already know that this C represents radian. So this is of the first question answer. Coming to second one, analyze and assess the value of 210 degrees. So it's the same, multiply by 180, pi by 180. So 210 into pi by 180. So you can say this 0 get cancelled, and 6 times 7 times. So it's 7 pi by 6 radians. So I hope you're clear. This is the answer of second question. So now let's get into the actual topic. Ratios. Basically, what is a ratio? It's not a ratio like 3 to 2. It's not like that of ratios. These are the ratios of trigonometry, in which these play an important role, very important role in trigonometry chapter. So as I already said you in the previous thing, that this trigonometry basically works on the right angle triangle. I already told you that this right angle triangle is very much important. So let's also derive some trigonometric ratios from here. So you know which forms 90 degrees is called right angle triangle, and there are many things like theta, and you can take this as alpha also. Yes. So how do we derive some ratios? So firstly, sine theta. So without this theta or alpha, there is nothing. So before going into that, let's also first basic we have to learn is what are the sides and what are the parts of this right angle triangle. So let's name it A, B and C. So this AB is called as adjacent. This is called as adjacent. This adjacent to theta, because the theta is lying here. Am I right? Theta is lying here. So adjacent to that theta, that line is known as adjacent to theta, and this AB is opposite. Opposite. Why it is opposite? Because it is here the theta lies and it is opposite to theta. This line is CB is opposite to theta. And what is this one called? What is this called? It is the longest side of a right angle triangle, and it is called as hypotenuse. It is called as a hypotenuse. So now let's derive sine, cos, tan, cosecant, secant and cot thetas. These are all thetas. If you want it as an alpha, you can replace this, instead of this theta, you can replace it as alpha. Next, how do we derive sine theta? Sine theta, these all are formulas in which you have to learn it at any cost. So sine theta is derived like opposite to theta by hypotenuse. So what is opposite to theta? CB. So let's first write opposite to theta by hypotenuse. So how do you write it? So how do you write is head. So what is opposite to theta? CB by AC. CB by AC. This is how you derive. In the same way, you derive the other, like let's take cos theta. Cos theta is, the formula of cos theta is adjacent to theta by hypotenuse. Am I right? Am I clear? Opposite to theta means in this right angle triangle forms here. This is theta, this is adjacent to theta, and this is hypotenuse. This is cos theta. Next, tan theta. And one other thing is cos and sine, they are every time independent, all the time independent. But tan, cosecant, secant, cot, these are all dependent. All these are dependent. How? Even tan is dependent. Is that so? Yes, it is dependent. How? So in the previous slide, you can see opposite to theta. So opposite to theta, and in the next slide, you can say in cos numerators adjacent to theta. So this tan theta is formed by using sine and cos, like opposite by adjacent. Opposite by adjacent. This is how tan theta forms. So can you say that it is dependent on sine and cos? Yes, you can write it as opposite by adjacent, or you can write it in the form of sine theta by cos theta. Sine theta by cos theta also, in that way also you can write it. So how tan? Opposite means, opposite to theta means this side, and adjacent to theta means this side. It is formed by these two lines. Next, coming to next is cosecant. Cosecant theta. What is cosecant theta? Cosecant theta is full opposite of sine theta. Full opposite of sine theta. How it is full opposite of sine theta? How? Sine is opposite by hypotenuse, and this cosecant is full opposite. That means hypotenuse by opposite. So you can say cosecant theta is reciprocal of sine theta. So this is about cosecant theta. Next is full opposite of cos theta. What is cos? Adjacent by hypotenuse, but here in secant it is hypotenuse by adjacent. I hope you are clear, right? Next is tan theta. Oh yeah, sorry. Tan theta. Tan theta is cot theta na. Cot theta is full opposite for tan theta. Full opposite for tan theta. What is tan? Sine by cos, or opposite by adjacent. So what will be the reciprocal? Cos by sine. I hope you are clear. Yes. So basically sine, cos, tan, sine and cos are independent. Tan is dependent on sine and cos. Cosecant is dependent on sine. Why? Because it is full opposite. Because it is full opposite. Next, how is secant dependent on cos? Because it is full dependent, full reciprocal, you can say. So how is cot dependent, cos dependent on tan? Because it is full reciprocal. So these are about the trigonometric ratios. These are the 6 trigonometric and important ratios. Next is in you can also say that why do we need to definitely take theta only? No, in place of theta you can take anything like as per the given question, you can take, it may be alpha, beta, gamma, anything it can be, but make sure that it's gonna be a symbol. Yes, by these you can, what did I say? So I told you cos, cosec and sine are opposite. So one thing you have to remember is opposite ratios is equals to 1. Multiplication of opposite ratios is equals to 1. How? So sine theta into, you know that dot represents multiplication? Yes. Sine theta into cosecant theta. So cosecant theta is full dependent or full reciprocal of sine theta. So reciprocals are equals to 1. So even cos theta into secant theta is equals to 1, and tan theta into cot theta is equals to 1. If you want to prove, okay, let me take one example. In this right angle triangle A, B and C, let's take for tan theta. Tan, here it forms a right angle triangle, so theta forms near B. Let's say theta form near B. So sine theta is opposite, that means AC by AB. But what is cosecant theta? Oh, I'm sorry, you're taking tan, that's fine. Let's take an example for this sine. Into, what is cosec theta? Cosec theta is full opposite, so hypotenuse AB by opposite AC. So AC cancel, AB cancel, equals to 1. In this way you are going to derive. So I already gave you an example, right? If you want to try, you can try by taking proper values of the right angle triangle. Okay, now, so you will learn these 3. So I told you that tan, how can you write? Oh, yes, here. Tan, how can you write? Sine by cos you can write, and cot, how can you write? Cos by sine. These are also one of the formula. I already told you the tan formula, na? Opposite by adjacent. And what is cot? Cot is adjacent by opposite. So these two are also very important, this tan formula and cot formula. And another formula is you can write tan as sine theta into secant theta equals to secant theta by cosecant theta. How means? So what is the formula of tan? Tan is sine by cos. When you are multiplying sine and cos will become the reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of cos? Cos reciprocal is secant. So in that way you have to do. But when you divide those two, you will get secant theta by cosecant theta. Why cosecant theta? Sine opposite. That means keep one thing in your mind. Tan formula, tan theta is equals to sine by cos. Sine by cos. So sine you remain it as it is when it is multiplication. In division it is changing. When you are changing from division to multiplication, then the numerator is being same, but the denominator is going to be its reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal of cos? Secant theta. So you are multiplying it with secant theta. Why? Because it's a reciprocal. But when you are now converting the multiplication into division, the numerator is going to be changed to its, so obviously the denominator previous will be the numerator now, the numerator previous will be denominator now. That means that this sign will go down, this cos will be the numerator. So when this numerator is going to denominator, this sign will become cosecant. Why? Because when it is going down, it changes into reciprocal. This is how. And now let's see tan. Now let's see cos. Cos theta into, now what is the formula of cot? Cot is cos by sine. So cos is remaining as it is. So sine changes to its reciprocal, cosecant. Cosecant theta. Now again, when it is changing to its reciprocal, cos will go to denominator. This cosecant will become its numerator. So cosecant will be the same. Cosecant theta by this cos theta changes to its reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of this cos theta? Secant theta. So you have derived. So what are the most important formulas? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the 5 most important formulas. So these are also very important, and there's another 3 other formulas. So those formulas are, you can say, reciprocals. Basically here we learned reciprocals now. So basically you have, when you send, let's take for sine, and it is full applicable for all the 3. So if I take sine, I can write sine theta is equals to 1 by cosecant theta. When this multiply, right, I can write it in that way also. Am I right? Yes. So it is the same. You can also write for cos and secant, cos theta equal to 1 by secant, or secant theta equal to 1 by cos. Even the tan is also same. Tan equal to 1 by cot, cot is equal to 1 by tan, in this way. Now these are the very much important derivations, or anything you might think, but these are the important things. Until these ratios are also very much important. Now actually getting into the now, like these are important, these are very basic. I know these are basic but also important. Now one of the topic from trigonometry is Pythagoras theorem. So in this Pythagoras theorem only we have in this way only we have to find out the sides of a triangle. So if I take a right angle triangle, this is, so let me take this as A, B and C. Take this as A, B and C. So I said you that AC is a hypotenuse and the longest side of a right angle to triangle. So you know right angle triangle means 90 degrees, right? So this hypotenuse, it is the longest side. So you take the longest side first. So AC square is equal to side square plus side square, means you may get a doubt which side to take first. So you can take the adjacent side first. So let's take a theta here. So you have to take the adjacent theta here, adjacent. So you have to keep the squares, AB square plus opposite, so BC square, AC square plus BC square. So this is the Pythagoras theorem. So the sum of the values of the other side of a triangle should be equal to the hypotenuse value. So let me give you one example and I will show you how does this formula is actually applicable. So for example, let's take this same right angle triangle and this has B, A and C, same. Let's not get confused again. So if I take this as 3, this as 4, what will be the answer? What will be the answer? See, how AC square, you have to find out this longest side. So AC square is equals to AB square plus BC square. Am I right? Yes. So AC square, let's take it as hypotenuse square equal to AB square means 3 square plus 4 square BC square. So hypotenuse square is equals to 9 plus 14 is equals to 25. Equal to 25. When the square comes to LHS, what does it become? It becomes root. So root 25. If I take this thing out, so root 25 equals to 5. So the value of this hypotenuse is equals to 5. So what did you observe? So you can say the longest side of a triangle is proved. See, these adjacent and opposite are lesser amount compared to the hypotenuse. So this is how you have to do, and this is how it is applicable also. You may also get another doubt. Okay, like we just learned how do we find the value of hypotenuse, but in question they may give us so the other things also, like to find out the adjacent value or the opposite value. So how could we do that? In that kind of cases, how can we do is, let's take an example now. So in the question they won't give you ABC, the variables may change. So let's take another example. Let's take this as y, x, y and z, y right angled, and let's take hypotenuse 13, this as 5. So what is this? So what is the formula for us? AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. So same. So we don't have ABC. So now let's in the same way let's derive hypotenuse. First one. So AZ XZ square is equals to, what is AB? AB means this one. So we don't know AB. So let's take it as Y and Z square plus have opposite. What is opposite? X and xy square. So now let's do. So what is x and z? X and z is 13 square. 13 square equal to, we don't know what is yz. So let's take it as s square side square plus, what is xy square? What's xy square? 5 square. Now I am sending this 5 square to RHS. So 13 square is 169 minus this 5 square is 25 equal to s square. So if you do, what you will get? 144 equal to s square. When you remove this s square and send it to RHS, it will become root. So root 144 is equal to 12. So did you understand how do we do? So this adjacent is 12 and hypotenuse is 13, and what is the opposite? 5. So I hope you are clear with it. So here we took the theta. I hope you are clear. Yes. So this is how you do when they ask you to do adjacent. You just interchange and send the value which you have to find at the LHS or RHS. The numerical values should be at one side. So this is how you have to do. And this is the Pythagoras theorem and or relations and everything. I guess Pythagoras theorem is clear for everyone. So if any doubts, please let me know, and I'm gonna give you some practice questions. Before the practice questions, let me explain you some other kind of questions also. So for so they will give you like for let's take one example. Let's just think about some examples. Okay. See, they say that let's take a triangle A, B and C. So A, B and C. So in the question, let's take this AB as 4 centimeters and BC as 3 centimeters and this AC as 5 centimeters. This is a question which I already framed. So find the following questions. So sine A. So they took this as instead of theta, they took A. So what is sine? Sine is opposite by hypotenuse. Opposite by hypotenuse means what is opposite to A? 3. 3 and what is hypotenuse? AC. AC is 5. This is how you find it. Sine A. Sine A means they are saying that to take the theta near A, near the angle A, you have to take the theta for that question itself. So let's take another question. What's the other question? Cos A. In the it should be in the place of A itself. It should be, what is cos? Adjacent. Adjacent by hypotenuse. So adjacent by hypotenuse means what is adjacent? Adjacent to theta is 4 and AC is 5. So 4 by 5. This is how you have to say when cos A or sin A is given. And another example also I will give. Sine square A plus cos square A. What did we get when we did sine A? We got 3 by 5 na. So 3 by 5 whole square you have to do. Plus cos square, what did we get? We got 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 whole square. So you will get 5 square, so common. So what you will take? 25 5 square as next. 3 square plus, what's 3 square? 9 plus 4 square is 16. So what is it equal to? 25. So 25 by 25 is equal to 1. So sine square A plus cos square A is equal to 1. This is how you have to solve the questions. Still there are many questions. So I'm going to give you some practice questions. I hope you are clear with this concept. If any doubts, please let me know. And so I'm going to give you some practice questions. So these two are practice questions. So this is a triangle of P, Q and R. So right angle at Q. I gave you all the values. So you have to find out sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to how much, and secant square theta minus tan square theta is how much. So I think you already guessed it that the values of the triangle are same. So you have to find out these two questions in the place of theta. And if any doubts in these questions, please let me know. And also I'm going to post the solution of this two questions in the next video. Thank you.